Hi, I'm Jessica Krantz, 3rd grade teacher at Brenta Valley Elementary School. Today I'm here to talk to you about how we can use the bar model to solve multiplicative comparison problem. That is where we use the relationship in multiplication to compare two amounts. Our first problem is Chris and Sarah each did jumping jacks. Chris did 8 jumping jacks. Sarah did 4 times as many as Chris. How many jumping jacks did Sarah do? So our first step is we need to write down who the problem's about. And in this problem, there are 2 people. So we write them one on top of the other. Write Chris, and then you need to write Sarah underneath. So then we read the question one sentence at a time. Chris and Sarah each did jumping jacks. Chris did 8 jumping jacks. So for Chris, we're going to write a bar and give it 8, since he did 8 jumping jacks. Sarah did 4 times as many as Chris. That's where the multiplicative comparison comes in. Chris did 8, so Sarah needs to do 4 groups as many. So 4 8s. And the question asks, how many jumping jacks did Sarah do? So our question mark goes at the end of Sarah's bar. To solve this problem, we would do 4 times 8. Or, if students are not ready to do the multiplication, we can do 8 plus 8 plus 8 plus 8, which is called repeated addition, which would be 32. And 4 times 8 is 32. So the answer is Sarah did 32 jumping jacks. Now let's try another problem, and I know the Ravens fans in the audience will love this one. In their last football game, the Steelers scored 7 points. The Ravens scored 5 times as many points as the Steelers. How many total points were scored in the game? So this problem has a little extra step at the end. So the first step, again, is to write down who this problem is about. So in this problem, it's about the Steelers and the Ravens. So again, we write them both, one on top of the other. And then we read this question one sentence at a time. In their last football game, the Steelers scored 7 points. So for the Steelers, we would give them a bar and make it worth 7. The Ravens scored 5 times as many points as the Steelers. So here's the multiplicative comparison. They would need 5 bars worth 7, since they did 5 times as many. Now the question adds a little extra step. It says how many total points were scored in the game. So we want to know both the Steelers and the Ravens points all together. So our question mark goes at the end with a bracket to show that we want to know both amounts. So one way a student might solve it is they might figure out the Ravens amount, which is 5 times 7, which equals 35, plus the Steelers amount, so plus 7 more, would be 42. Another student might say, well, I see 5 7s for the Ravens, and 1 more would be 6 7s, which would equal 42. Either way, the total amount of points scored is 42. And that's how you use the bar model to solve multiplicative comparison problems.